host of the Gridiron.
And then speaking of losing people, oh my goodness, we got this guy right here, and the thing for him, Mr. Aziz Ojulari, is the problem with it, because with Kayvon out, I mean, this guy's been like a house of fire. I mean, what do we got here? I think it's 6 sacks. I mean, he's already passed his high. No, I'm sorry. He's almost past it, because was it 8 sacks his rookie season. He's up to 6. His rookie season he played 17 games. He had 8 sacks. Here he's played 8. He started 3, and he has 6 sacks. Now Kayvon's going to be out for another couple games, right? I mean, Aziz could easily break his 8, but we're talking, right? We're talking the Commanders and we're talking the Panthers. I mean, Aziz could easily grab another couple sacks and get 8 or 9, a little more than halfway through the season. I mean, could you see him if he winds up with like 10, 11, 12 sacks on the season or something like that, and the Giants have to let him go, what he might wind up signing for? Wow. I say it's just a shame, because somebody like him, I mean, because, this have 3 edge rushers. The problem is paying them, The thing would be is that you got Kayvon, if you got Burnsy, would be to try to draft another edge rusher. The problem is that we need so many other things too, is that, but I mean, because if you let Aziz Ojulari, who else you got? I mean, you can bring guys in, but how effective are they going to be? You have like Tolman Fox or somebody like that. So how effective are these backup guys going to be? Not very. So it is what it is. But I mean, as I was saying with Aziz, it might be, well, the Giants offer me 10 and the Chargers offer me 10, right? But if I go to San Diego, I'm probably going to play more. That's what the Giants probably can't offer them. I mean, the Giants, if they let Daniel Jones go, they'll have some money. They can either keep a couple of these, try to maybe re-sign Slayton, try to bring back Aziz or whatever, one of those guys. As I said, if we could bring Aziz back, it'd be fantastic, because we still have our 3 edge rushers, which would be fantastic. I said the problem is the playing time. But we got this one here. Let's see here. Why the Giants have to be willing to trade Aziz Ojulari. Yeah, well, it's going to be tough, but this is, who is this here? Who wrote this here? This is what? Big Blue View. So Big Blue View, Ed Valentine. Okay. All right. Ed Valentine said, I wrote about the 4th-year edge defender last week when he told me he was just working and trying to help his team rather than focusing on the future, which is the right thing to say. Aziz is a heck of a guy. Once again, and also that too. Slayton's a heck of a guy. Aziz is a heck of a guy. You hate to see good quality guys like that leave too, but once again, it's a business. And this is freaking incredible too. Still, the 24-year-old, so that means if he leaves next year, he'd only be 25 years old. He's 24 years old, and he's on pace for at least double-digit sacks this year. 24 years old, and you're going to lose him. Still, a 24-year-old Ojulari isn't oblivious to his situation. He knows that with Burns on an expensive long-term contract and Kayvon having been the 2022 number 5 overall pick, that it will always be the third wheel on the Giants' edge rotation. He knows how valuable pass rushing is, and he's taken full advantage of that. Kayvon going down was the best thing that happened to Aziz Ojulari. Every game that goes by and he gets 1 or 2 sacks, his market value goes up. Let's see. And NFL teams will pony up to find a pass rusher. He knows that as long as he continues to produce while Thibodeaux recuperates from his fractured wrist, his value on the open market just keeps going up. Now he's got to stay healthy though too, because it's like I mean, he's had issues with injuries, and that's no surprise. That's no big secret to the other teams out there. Yeah, they know, right? So Aziz is coming in and doing fantastic, but if he gets injured, that's gonna decrease his value. He knows that there are teams out there that will likely give him both more money than the Giants will be able to and more playing time than the Giants have available. So whether the Giants have an adequate short-term replacement for both Thibodeaux and Ojulari isn't the point. The point is doing what's best for the long-term future of the franchise. I mean, that's, as I said, unfortunately, that's, the one thing with Ojulari. The Giants can offer him actually even more money than another team, but he's like, man, I'm going to play here. I'm a starter here, And I mean, the one situation that Aziz might be actually best suited for might be the Giants, because he's had nothing. Let's see. Pop this up here. I got 37,000 tabs open here. So let me find it. Okay, here we go. All right, so pop this open. Okay, so his rookie season, he played in 17 games, started 13 of them. But second season, 2022, he played in 7 games, started 5. Why? Injuries. 2023, he played in 11 games, he started 7. Why? Injuries. This season, he's played in every game, but he hasn't been the starter. He's only started in 3 because Kayvon's been out. So, meaning that this might be actually the best situation overall for him, because he's had injuries from playing, right? The dude is, you could see, the dude is special. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or nothing like that, but the guy's pretty damn good, right? You could see, sometimes the guy looks like he's shot out of a rocket. He looks so good. But this might be the best situation overall for him. He's going to see the dollar signs, and I don't blame him. He's going to have maybe one big payday, and if he can get it now, sign for a 3-year deal someplace, somebody gives him whatever, 3 years, whatever. Maybe you take it, but I'm saying, but the best situation for him might be here in New York. He may not get a lot of playing time, but he'll stay fresh. He gets 20 snaps. Once again, if you want 50 or 60 snaps a game, you're not in the right spot. But if he stays here in New York, he might be the third wheel, yada, 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 all that stuff and everything. But he'll stay fresh, and he'll hopefully maybe avoid some injuries. Because, the more, obviously, we've seen in the past, the more Aziz plays, the more of a chance of him getting hurt or injured. And, that season, the 2022, when we went to the playoffs, he was injured all the freaking time. I think I think Kirk Cousins accidentally hit him, kicked him in the thigh or something like that. And that hurt. It was like one injury after the other. But unfortunately, and as I said, I don't blame him. More money, probably someplace else. And, because the Giants don't need a pass rusher. They need a backup pass rusher, but there'll be other teams out there that'll need a starting pass rusher who are willing to pay for it. And once they ante up some money, probably more than what the Giants can give, and ante up the money and also ante up the playing time, something the Giants can't do. Unfortunately, Aziz would be bye-bye at the end of the season. So now the thing is, it's kind of like, can you strike while the iron's hot? You look at the dude's got 6 sacks. He started 3 games halfway through the season. He only started 3 games. He had 6 sacks. After this week, he could have 7 or something like that. He's on pace for well over 10 sacks. Trade him, get something for him, because you may not be re-signing him. Trade him, get a 3rd round pick, a third day 3 pick for him, maybe a 4th round pick or something, whatever. Might be a way to go. Wide receivers, edge rushers. Oh yeah, they're always in need. Always in need, especially now we're halfway through the season and there's a lot of guys that are nicked up. Like, look at Hutchinson, right? Right, well, they just traded for, was Uche, I think his name is. Right? Or was that the Chiefs? The Chiefs did that. Yeah, the Chiefs did that. Yeah. But I mean, look at the line. They lost Hutchinson. I mean, they got Super Bowl aspirations. They lost their best defensive player. So bring it, trade in a 4th round pick or something or whatever and get Aziz on their team. Might be the way to go. So.